Columbus Day marked the beginning of a new era in human history. In human history, like its accomplishment for all human beings. For Italian Americans, okay, there was no Italy at the time. Columbus inspired early immigrants to carry forth their rich Italian heritage to the New World. Okay. He kind of went there to mine gold, but okay. I mean, no disrespect to anybody. I'm not saying anything about Italian Americans. Sadly, in recent years, radical activists have sought to undermine Christopher Columbus's legacy. What legacy? Like, he was literally lost in sea. He thought he was in India and he ended up in America. Like, he didn't even know where he was going. Discussion of his vast contributions with talk of failings. His discoveries with atrocities. Well, that's what it was. Like, what would you call enslaving people and killing people who have lived, I don't know how many 100 years they were living there. 200, maybe 500 years. Rather than learn from our history, this radical ideology and its adherents seek to revise it. Like, what the fuck, Donald? What the actual fuck are you yapping about? Slavery, theft, robbery, murder, genocide is not splendor. I don't know what the next president is gonna do with this, since it is posted like officially on the White House page. Here, whitehouse.gov. I don't know what the next president is gonna do with this. He's going to be so embarrassed and delete it, or I don't know. How do you explain this? How do you explain this? And it says dozens of Christopher Columbus statues have come down across the United States.
With my little picture drawn of the three little ships, the Niña, the Pinta, and Santa Maria. And I came home and showed my mother and told her about this great man. And I even had drawn him on the Santa Maria. And my mother just looked at me for a long time because I guess she figured that she had never told me what that was.
Like, if the statues... History is still history, that is true. But the thing about these statues is they are misrepresentative of the actual history. In 1492. So this is something that is kind of important. In 1942, like, President Trump was yapping about how Italian Americans should be proud of their heritage. Parts that united and became Italy did not exist at the time. Like, there was no such thing as history. He was from Genoa or whatever. And on top of that, he was not on an Italian expedition or Roman or whatever expedition. He was on a Spanish expedition. He was working for Spain.
The main game changer for the area was the discovery of gold, nuggets of gold. So the native population was put to work.
Officially, the Spanish crown abolished slavery in the 16th century. But colonizers found ways around the ban.
And it is in this covert fashion, that we have what I call the other slavery, that basically predated African slavery in the New World. It was not the Spanish crown's intention to cause wholesale genocide in the Caribbean, for example, which was the outcome, but that was not the intention. They rather wanted to extract value from them, exploit them. Slaving rates essentially spread germs, as we could readily appreciate, especially today. These caused people to die in the workplaces, especially, for example, in the gold mines. So it was a terrible circle between enslavement and epidemic.
Today, honestly, I just thought that there was a genocide, that they were fighting over land. I did not know there was slavery. I actually never knew. Like when I was younger, all the shows, all the movies, all the TV series showed that the aggressors were the Native Americans.
Fortunately, when Italian Americans came to this country in the late 1800s, there was a significant amount of discrimination and, in fact, lynchings as well. The largest lynching in America occurred in New Orleans in 1891. And after that, as part of an atonement or an apology to Italian Americans, they erected statues and held celebrations for Columbus Day.
State troopers tell us that they have identified the instigator, who they say will face charges related to destruction of public property.
And some of his acts, which nobody would support. But the statue has come to represent and signify appreciation for the Italian American contribution to New York.
My people's name aren't even mentioned. You know, it's, you know, now they do that, but before it was just like Columbus came to the New World. He discovered, you know, a place he discovered, and he met these people, and he called them Indians. End of story.
Yeah, that's exactly what I studied in school as well.
You know, and then the world begins.
And I, like, as a child, I actually had a horrible picture of Native Americans. I just imagined them as savages with axes, you know, skinning people alive. This is what I thought about them. Like, that was the whole picture. If you think about it, it was kind of retaliation for what was done to them. Like, it's different when you murder somebody because you want something, and you murder somebody because somebody is murdering you. There's a big difference.
It's almost like a weight off my chest.
If it brings some people peace of mind, if it's a weight off their shoulder, then why not? Like, make them happy. It is sad that you use like old artifacts, old documentations of what's happened in the past. But either way, there is a loss, I guess. I don't know. What's the difference between the statue being in the place it was intended to be and it being in a museum? Well, the difference is, I think, justice, I guess, comfort to the people who were oppressed, comfort to the people who were for centuries believed to be murderers when it was the other way around. Like, it does affect people. It does make a difference. You do like sleep more soundly. You do sleep more peacefully when you know that, you know, things are right. Things are the way they're supposed to be. And you kind of feel like shit about the world when things are just always in favor of the people who make it shit.